It's 4 o'clock, and it's time now for the Peter Channel 4 o'clock news on this Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, January 18th, 2017. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Peter Wiggins here. The time is 4 o'clock on this Wednesday afternoon, and we got a night temperature of 40 degrees here tonight. So it'll be 33 here at the Peter Channel 4 o'clock news on this Wednesday evening. And our top 3 at 4 o'clock is President Obama has vended his decision to free WikiLeaks source Chelsea Manning 29 years before a scheduled release. He told his final news conference that justice had been served. Scott Pruitt, the Oklahoma Attorney General, and Dylan J. Tripp's nominee to lead the EPA arrived at Discovery Afternoon on Wednesday, as he criticized the environment of the rules. Amid concerns for rural Republicans on Wednesday, President Donald Trump and other agencies provoked a pro-possible Russia agent Trump reported Obama as moment may be passing on two-state solution to Israel-Palestinian conflict. No senator has done more to shield a Donald Trump cabinet pick from scrutiny and tough question from Lamar Alexander has for Betsy DeVos. Their story has been updated as in a powerful test meant to the warming of the planet. The two leading U.S. science agencies Wednesday joined. They declared 2016 the hottest year on record, surpassing the previous record set just last year, which itself. Former President George H.W. Bush and his wife, former First Lady Barbara Bush, been both in the hospital, the spokesman said on Wednesday. A Nigerian fighter jet accidentally bombed the camp and displaced people on Tuesday while searching for Boko Haram militants. Attack killed dozens of camp residents and at least 60 return workers. Washington South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley tapped by President Donald Trump to be UN ambassador to question, but Wednesday under the press confirmation of a hearing whether the U.S. funding for the world body is worth it. Dakar Senegal, after more than 2 decades in power, coming in President Yahya Jammeh for the prospect of a midnight military intervention by regional forces as the man who had once pledged to rule to the West African nation for a billion years clung. An Israeli officer was killed Wednesday after the border man with Islamic ties allegedly rammed his SUV crowd of police amid violent demonstration with a string of demolitions. President-elect Donald Trump stressed it had the Department of Health and Human Services defended Stockton's actions he made as member of the Congress as above board while found he would not pull the rug from any other American with health care. Oakland, California. The widow of the man who killed 49 people in a London gay nightclub last year pleaded not guilty in federal court in Oakland, California on Wednesday. The alleged case she had aided her husband and headed the massacre. Washington, the Supreme Court raised steps Wednesday out of a law that bars the government from restoring trademark that are deemed offensive. President Obama acknowledged Wednesday that he did not expect to be an enormous overlap between his agenda and that of Donald Trump. Canterbury, controversial Taunton property owner found a gang in a South Main Street in 2014. A day he was scheduled to trial, civil suit admitted he faked the whole thing. China issued a warning after Taiwan announced that a group of lawmakers are planning to attend an inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump. North Korea is under heavy sanctions but has stopped travelers from visiting the country. A student at an American school in the Northeast in the city of Monterrey, Mexico, shot a teacher and another student before also shooting himself. Vice President Joe Biden told a Davos Switzerland audience that the democratic world order was risking collapse, citing Russia as a destructive force. U.S. Army Corps of Rangers has launched a full environmental study to Dakota. Access pipelines crossing into North Dakota. President Trump's Commerce nominee said it is discovery on Wednesday that a 20-year-old trade agreement will be a primary order of business. Washington from Walmart to General Motors to Amazon, acquiring the number of the world's largest companies, trying to get a step with the President Donald Trump's demand that bars and hires keep jobs at home. The Obama administration took 2 last-minute swipes at J.P. Morgan Chase, accusing the lender in separate lawsuits of discrimination against minorities in home London and against its own female employees by paying less than their male counterparts. In the stocks, down 2012 up to 19,804.65. SP 5 up to 299 points at 271.88. Nasdaq up 693 points at 5,555.65. The first results from a major projected measure to reallocate cancer research is found as a big problem. Labs trying to repeat published experiments often can't. The world's primates face an extinction threat of 60% of species now threatened an extinction according to research. Iceland and Arctic Ocean, Tricky Sea region, what's going on in Arctic is really very impressive. This year was ridiculously off the charts, said Kevin H. Schmidt, head of the NASA's Goddard Institute of Space Studies. Also, world temperatures hit a record after the third year in a row, 2014, creeping closer to the same set by the Paris climate change deal with extremes, including 9% heat in India and ice melting in the Arctic. Bought out by Predicate Stone Financial website. Pegged to the real cost of the smoke in America is at $300 billion a year. That includes costs back in cigarettes, medical bills, and a loss of productivity. Peter Chill News Time, 4-5, here on this Wednesday evening at 7:30 for Sport Report tonight. The Boston Bruins be at the Garden. Boston Bruins be in Detroit taking on the Detroit Red Wings. Boston Celtics be at the Garden taking on New York Knicks at Boston, and the Wheatlands men's basketball team will have a game against Emerson College. All the way down, Blake Griffin announced that Chris Paul will go surgery Wednesday to repair to eliminate his left thumb. Just for Seals coach Matt Thomas speaks plenty about Antonio Barnes live Facebook live post saying that he will be appropriately punished. Roger Goodell's office made official Tuesday. NFL Commission is going to attend the NFC Championship game between the Packers and the Falcons Sunday at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. While only one NFL playoff remaining before we reach Super Bowl 51, the NFC Waterbury game went for Atlanta, and even the Falcons are visiting Green Bay Packers are going to emerge. Peter Chell News Time, 4-5 on this Wednesday evening here, and it's 10:30 for 8. Traffic and Treasure Report. Let's take the Silver Line. That's what it's special. Mount Laser to traffic. Come meter rail. Providence train 824, 3:02 p.m. from Providence is operating 5:50 minutes late between Canada Junction and South Station to Amtrak train traffic. And the ferry is out. Looking good. Okay, take a look at Howard's and Byway's of New England. 95 to the northbound side, back to the 750 all the way down to Bridgeport. Mount Parkway eastbound side, back to 701 at Bridgeport. 84 eastbound side, back to after Route 8 in Jordan. 91 on both ends, back around Interstate 84 Hartford, 84 westbound side, back around Hartford, 91 on southbound side, back around 291 in Winslow, Sear, 91 and on the southbound side, about 291 and 57, 29 westbound side, back around Route 9 in Worcester. Route 95 on the southbound side, about 126 protected to downtown Providence, 95 on the northbound side, back around Providence, in downtown Providence, 195 to 6 connected, 195 westbound side, about these parts of downtown Providence, 6 connector is slow from Route 6 all the way out to Cranston. 95 on the eastbound, 370 eastbound side, back to around Route 1 out in Warwick, Rhode Island. 146 on both ends, back on 146 to Route 99. 79 on both ends, back on Fall River. 28 on the Border Bridge on the northbound side, back to 20 on the northbound side, Little around the Border Bridge, but 16 from somewhere down on lanes. Here. 24 on the southbound side, it is backed up after 128 on Kenton. 128 on the southbound side, it is backed up from Norwood all the way after Route 24. 128 on the northbound side, backed up from Braintree all the way to Route 24. Route 3 and southbound side. It's back to the Braintree split. Several Expressway on both ends of the Mass down to the Braintree split. 120 southbound side of the Mass Park all the way to Route 9 and Wellesley. Mass Park westbound side is backed up from Austin Brown Tolls to Weston. 93 on both ends of the downtown Boston are backed up. Mass Park westbound side is backed around South Boston. Route 1 on the northbound side back to River. 93 on the northbound side is backed up from Boston all the way out to Lawrence. 120 on the northbound side it is backed up from Route 20 Waltham all the way out to Redden and Route 3 on the northbound side, back up to Bedford all the way up to 45 at all. Route 20 eastbound side, back to 16 in Belmont down to First Pond Parkway in Cambridge. And I was in Bellways of Vermont and New Hampshire. Looking to get it down to Spawn Turbout, northbound side, back around the Portsmouth all the way down to Dover. And around to Durham. Main turback 7 go from Algonquin all the way up to Cape Elizabeth. On the main turback on the southbound side, also on the walls, and 95 on the northbound side, back there after the Augusta stretch. Interstate 87 of the 89 southbound side is backed up after the Canadian border in New York State, ending up in Vermont, and all the way to 59, the northbound side, back around 7 Quebec, headed towards Montreal. Peter Chell Duzab is there 4-0-4-8 on this Wednesday afternoon, going on Wednesday evening. It's time now for a weather report here. And looking at radar and it shows some rain showers stretching west of Warwick, stretching up and down Blackstone Valley around Woonsocket around Lincoln, and stretching around North Attleboro. And rain showers around Easton and around Wareham, around Plymouth and around Provincetown and west of Yarmouth, and spotted rain showers around the Boston area and around Lynn. Rain showers around Checking in the Amsterdam and snow around Gloucesterville. And Northern New England, some snow and sleet around Summer, Maine, Central New Hampshire, and snow around North Rutland up in the mountains here, and some rain showers from Burlington and up near Southern Quebec. And some spotty snow showers up in the northeastern portions of New York State. Alright, 7-day forecast. It goes like this. Tonight, here's a drizzle with a chest rain before 2 a.m. Then a slight chest rain between 2 and 3 a.m. And patchy drizzle after 3 a.m. There is a fog before 3 a.m. Then there is a fog after 5 a.m. Overwest clouds got about 33 degrees. Northwest about 6 miles of cover. 11 above in the evening. Chest rain to 30%. Thursday, patchy fog before 8 a.m. Otherwise, clouds got a pressure becoming most about 46 degrees. Northwest about 3 to 6 miles an hour for Thursday night. Puck clouds about 28 degrees. The North is about 6 miles an hour. For Friday, puck clouds mostly clouds about 42 about 31 degrees. North about 5 miles coming in the morning. For Saturday, puck clouds mostly clouds about 46 about 32 degrees. Sunday, puck clouds mostly clouds about 40 about 33 degrees. Monday, chest rain, mostly clouds about 43 about 37 degrees. Chest rain is 40%. Tuesday, chest rain, clouds about 51 about 42 degrees. Chest rain is 35%. And for Wednesday, puck clouds about 52 degrees. Carrion, Taunton at 21 degrees, light rain, fog, and mist. Here in Norton, it is overcast skies and rain, and we got a temperature of 40 degrees. And in Mansfield, it's 40 degrees. And that's great for the Peter Channel 4 o'clock news. And it's January the 18th, 2017 on Wednesday evening. After you have a good evening, goodbye. See you at 11 o'clock. Later for right after sports, right after the Bruins and the Red Wings. Have a good evening.